My clock says 9 o'clock, so we're late apparently.
Yeah, we're like 2 minutes later than usual.
It's live.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotal Arguments titled Set the World on Fire. I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
Same as always.
Oh, excellent. If always is usually good.
It's
And
not bad.
Garrick.
Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm doing all right here, just playing a little bit of Red Dead 2.
Welcome to the show.
Having some fun.
Oh, that's not the car lot sign. I just realized.
No, it's a sign
That's
for
the
the
church sign
that's
next
next
to the car
door.
lot.
Yeah, that's literally right next door. That's on the property line of the car lot.
Oh, that's less fun then. You weren't even here last week, Steven. Shut up. Give me shit about being late.
Don't be mean to
You're
Steven.
7 days late,
Our most
motherfucker.
loyal. No, he's our most loyal viewer. Be nice.
Mike's here every week too.
Oh, that's lately. How long has Steven been coming here? Years, easily.
Yeah. Well, you can actually track how far Mike's been with the show. Just go back to the first episode we had without a dislike, and that'll be the week before he started watching. Yeah, so we got that going for us. That's apparently engagement's engagement. I don't care either fucking way.
Shit. Fucking wolves. Damn it. Okay, we're good.
Why does it sound like the wolves are on tile? Steve said he watches it the next day. I appreciate that, Steven. I would not do that personally, but it's up to you if you want to watch it later. If it's not live,
Yeah, you all right there, boy?
Oh. I thought I paused the stream, but I've got your little icon in the corner flashing, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. Yeah, that's not the... So we've got a few things to talk about. Other than that, we have no real topics that we care for. DNC was last week. RNC's this week. Don't care either way because they're all bullshit.
You're not pumped up for the RNC?
CNN already stopped showing the RNC clip, so fuck CNN.
Did you see the press conference Trump gave yesterday?
No, well, if I don't catch it live, I don't go back and watch it. What happened?
Well, he came
Any
out
good?
he came out to announce that the CDC has authorized convalescent plasma treatments for people with COVID.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
But the very first opening line was, he's like, "Hi, everybody, welcome. I hope you all enjoyed your convention last week." We're going to have ours this week.
You know what? Dean Cain and somebody else were talking about Joe Biden having a stutter when he was a kid, and he overcame his stutter because I give a fuck. And there was a kid at the DNC who delivered a speech, like anti-bullying speech, and he had a stutter, and he attempted to overcome the stutter to give the speech. And the guy was like, "Gotcha, Dean Cain. Would Trump make fun of the kid?" And I'm like, I don't know if Trump would make fun of the kid. And honestly, I like it that way. Like, I have been a Republican for well over 20 years. Because my parents died when I was 18 at the time, and inherited way too much responsibility and stuff to I instantly had to start fighting for everything that I had. I had to start paying income tax or property taxes, and I had a house, and I had to maintain upkeep on this house, and it was a struggle and a fight. And at no point were the Democrats of any stripe willing to help a white man out to any great effect. So the only ones that were willing to was say, hey, maybe if we didn't have such a large and intrusive government, your property taxes wouldn't be as high as they are. So I ended up siding with the guys who wanted to restrict that. And every time they do come into office, they shrink it a little bit. And every time the Democrats come back, they blow it back up again. So I was much younger than most who came to the Republican Party. That being said, it's hurt my soul almost every time I voted for a Republican into office. Bush was my first go. That hurt. McCain was a terrible choice. Mitt Romney was the even worse choice in some respects because he's still alive. Like, I don't have to see John McCain anymore. Thank you, John McCain's tumor. But Trump was the first guy. I didn't vote against Hillary. I voted for Trump. And I voted... he wasn't my favorite. I liked Mike Huckabee. And up until about the start of the primary, I was also a Rand Paul fan. I don't know why the fuck he shit a bed so badly, but...
because he's not...
Maybe he'll get his ass... maybe he'll get his ass kicked in the next year and go back to being something I approved of. That's true. He is not his father, but he was pretty. He was relatively consistent. And then 2017, Trump's a racist. I'm like, yeah, you're a cock. Are you an actual doctor or are you an eye doctor? Which one? Okay, you're an actual doctor. Okay, never mind. Okay, I still remember when we got the news that John McCain had a brain tumor. I was doing actually we were doing a previous version of this back when it was still on my channel, but I was doing a show called the 86ers with Bryden, Spector, and Roscoe. And Roscoe made like the most awful joke I'd heard like of the year, and it was there's a little something I like inside John McCain, and it's growing bigger every day. I was like, holy sick, you're fucking awful. But it was worse than that, but it was something along those lines. It was hilarious. I get attacked because I'm Republican. I get attacked because I'm white. I get attacked because I'm male. And the first person I've seen fight back against any of those things that I happen to be, Donald Trump. I don't think for a second Donald Trump would actually mock a kid with a speech impediment unless that speech impediment kid attacked him. Because Donald Trump attacks those who attack him. He attacks back. And he finishes them. And that's what I liked about Donald Trump, and that's why I ended up voting for him. Positively voting for him, not negatively voting against Hillary. I can't find anybody who's positively voting for Biden. Even though we'll see trending today was Republicans for Biden. I hate gatekeeping of any stripe. I often fight it in the horror community. It's like, if Exorcist isn't in your top 5, you're not a horror fan. Dude, if I haven't seen Exorcist, I could still be a horror fan. I just might be new to it. Or I might not care for spooky ghosts and green fucking vomit floating around, or stabbing yourself in the vagina with a crucifix. There's any number of reasons I might not be into that sort of thing. I could only like horror comedies. I'm still a horror fan. Tucker and Dale and Versus Evil and Dead Alive and Shaun of the Dead. Those are technically horror movies, and they're great. Shut up. But if you see something in yourself in Biden, yeah, you might not be as Republican as you think you are.
Well, he's not even. I want to say he's not really a Democrat, but that's not true. He's always been a Democrat. But he is more of a uniparty globalist piece of shit than he is even what the majority of Democrats are today. He's a neoliberal that basically, the corrupt party decided that was their guy.
I don't know, man. Can you really defend your corrupt party status after Susan Rice not being voted in or hand selected for VP?
I'm still scratching my head at how she's not. The only thing I can think of as to why she was not the pick was because they already know that they've got her dead to rights on something like Barr's going to come after her, and they didn't want the liability.
I mean, if that's not the case, I can't imagine anybody being a worse pick than Kamala Harris.
Right. Like, even Stacey Abrams would have been a better pick than Kamala Harris.
Stacey Abrams, while being tried and eventually convicted of voter fraud in Georgia, would still have been a better pick than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I cannot fathom that reasoning other than some sort of backroom deal.
like literally her being convicted of voter fraud the week of, like the Monday before election, that's Super Tuesday, she gets convicted, would still have been a better choice than Kamala Harris. Like, there's, like, Sean King, for example, last year said the worst two people that he could imagine running for the president and the Democratic Party were Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And that's who he got. And he loved those two. That was a brilliant choice. He's all about that. Because he's anti-Trump.
Well, I mean, they're all anti-Trump. I mean, I just don't see what the gain is by picking Kamala Harris. What do you need to do? Shore up that questionable California vote? Who does she appeal to?
Willie Brown.
Fair enough. Like, pick AOC at that point.
She supports Bernie.
Well, she's also too young to qualify, I think.
Is there a? I guess
I believe you have.
president,
Yeah, I believe you have to meet the presidential requirements, and
yeah, I was gonna say
AOC will actually meet them right before the election in 2020, maybe even 2024.
I was gonna say there is no 2026 presidential election.
Right. No. So I think she literally like a couple of weeks before, like 2
What is
weeks.
it, 35?
Yeah, it's 35.
Holy shit! I could be president.
No, you can't.
I mean, I know I couldn't. No.
I mean, you do qualify. You meet the qualifications. There's no doubt there. You do meet the qualifications. That's why I used to laugh in 2016 when they said Trump isn't qualified. I'm like, yeah, he is. The requirements are ridiculously little.
Yeah. It's like, born here to people who followed the laws here and are 35. That's it. There ain't even nothing. You can have your right to vote stripped from you by felony, and you can still become president. Steven says I saw a Camilla rear window on some bitch's car in Houston during the primary. It's probably a California migrant.
Like, does she even shore up the black vote?
No.
Right.
Trump's going to get freaking 40% of it. But, I mean, Obama got it, and he's in the same boat. Well, he's more than she is. Obama, half white, half African. Camilla is Jamaican black, and apparently, generations earlier, she was white. Like, she's got a white ancestor, was a slave owner. So that black of hers isn't even half black. And the other half Indian.
Dot, not feather.
But full half dot. Yeah, you got to make sure we have, Elizabeth Warren is more dot Indian than she is feather Indian. Just going by the 23andMe.
You got to take all of the things that the DNC did this year and have to look at it and go, there is no way any sane people make these sorts of mistakes. They must be playing to lose. You put Elizabeth Warren on the Native Indigenous Peoples Indian Council or whatever it is, caucus. You pick Kamala Harris. You pick Joe Biden. You run that stupid freaking video of something's happening here. It's just, you get Julia Louis-Dreyfus to have terrible comedy. That woman is legitimately funny, and they somehow made her not.
They made her unfunny.
That woman has timing. She's not funny. She has timing. There's a difference.
Either way, I've actually been a Julia Louis-Dreyfus fan. I think she's incredibly talented. She can be funny. It might be due to timing, whatever. But yeah, I mean, how do you make her unappealing? Oh, I know. Let's make her read some really bad writing.
That literally, I didn't get it. And I like to think of myself as someone who is funny. Not like Stephen funny. Different kind. But
if you're gonna make fun of somebody mispronouncing somebody's name, like that's a thing that isn't incredibly common no matter what.
Michael Pence, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but apparently
you're gonna pick him,
Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris, whichever it is. Joe Biden got it wrong. The guy that's leading the ticket got it wrong. So you're gonna make fun of mispronouncing the VP's name when you don't admit that the guy who first did it was the guy who picked her for the VP slot.
Yeah, I mean,
it just
it's fucked. It really is. It's stupid on every level. But I don't expect a lot of. It's Democrats, man. Just full out fucking craziness.
Yeah, but they're doing so many.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is rich in her own right. She married a billionaire, but her dad's also a billionaire.
Christopher Guest is a billionaire?
Isn't Christopher Guest a billionaire?
I think he's got some lordship in Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, that he's got. But I don't think it makes him a billionaire. And he's not he inherited that, but he didn't take the title because he's still an American citizen, as far as I know. Which, speaking of taking titles, do you see Meghan Markle was out there talking yang?
No, not Christopher Guest. Who am I thinking of? No, Christopher. Isn't he married to Jamie Lee Curtis?
Maybe I've got that wrong. Who is Julia Louis-Dreyfus married to? I thought it was Brad, the guy that was on Saturday Night Live for a half second.
Christopher Hayden Guest, 5th Baron Hayden Guest of Married to Jeremy Lee Curtis. I was okay.
Brad Hall. No, she's married to Brad Hall, who was on Saturday Night Live in the early 80s. Terrible run of Saturday Night Live, I might add. When Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on it, too. But she's married to Brad Hall. Right. Jamie Lee Curtis is married to Christopher Guest. I have that wrong. But I don't think Brad Hall's a billionaire.
What the hell am I looking for? Jamie or Julia Louis-Dreyfus? The fuck am I looking for? Net worth. She has a net worth of $200 million.
Yeah, and he's only worth $10 million. And that's only because he came up with a couple of sitcoms after he left Saturday Night Live.
Gerard Louis-Dreyfus, her father, $3.4 billion. So yeah, he's a French-American businessman. He's estimated net worth is $3.4 billion by Forbes.
So daddy's rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the Gyllenhaals.
And how is she related to Richard?
They're not. It's spelled differently.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Right?
I don't know. Hang on. Related to...
Yeah, two S's.
Two S's.
I knew she was a fucking billionaire. Richard Dreyfuss, by the way, he got Me Too'd, and he fucking handled it like a champ. He's like, I don't remember the Me Too accusation, but I was a real piece of shit in the 80s. Like, I'm not much better now, but I do not know if what she's saying is truthful, but I accept responsibility because of all the women I was a piece of shit to that didn't call me out from the 1980s. I don't know if you've seen American Graffiti or not. It got me so much pussy. I am sorry.
Good for him.
Yeah. He's just, like, he jumped under the bus. He pushed people out of the way to get under the bus. Yeah, she's an heiress.
And Daddy died in 2016. So yeah, she's loaded.
Really? Jamie Gertz married a billionaire? That's good, because I did not appreciate the way she was treated by Bill Paxton and Twister. I'm glad it worked out for her. She got remarried. I still look back on that like she was a perfectly nice girl. Like, so she didn't like stepping in cow shit, and she was dressed nicely because they thought they were just stopping by. She didn't know she was going fucking tornado hunting. Like, that was poorly. Her character was entirely sympathetic to me.
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta look up this guy, Anthony.
Just,
Reynolds.
I mean, really, if you tell the tape of that story, it was just they weren't a good match and should have never been married in the first place. So what?
Yeah. Oh, he's not a bad-looking guy. Why is Jamie Gertz so rich? Is what one of the things people ask. Successful career on her own, vast majority of Jamie net worth delivered in her marriage to LA-based billionaire Ares Management, which has 136 billion worth of assets under its 3.6 billion. Oh, she married him. They met in 1986.
Yeah, they married in '89.
Well, yeah, she was like she was just getting big after Lost Boys,
Mm-hmm.
which
Or less than zero.
one of my that was one of my first crushes. Her and fucking Alyssa Milano.
Oh, Alyssa Milano was definitely my first crush. In fact, I think she's not even a full year older than I am. Let me check a look. Let's see here.
Like he's not even that much older than her either.
Yeah, she's a little over a full year older than me.
Yeah, that's a decent coupling right there. Unlike I don't really have a huge problem with Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones because of she brings a decent she was at the height of her fame, and she was making money when she married into the Douglases. So I don't blame her for that. I'm not like Anna Nicole Smith and fucking Grandpa from Texas Chainsaw Massacre getting married. I don't know if anybody's seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but Grandpa is the best at killing.
Let's see. How old is Michael Douglas? There's only 25 years between them. I mean, that's not.
But he's still. Michael Douglas is up there. He's like Harrison Ford's age.
Well, and he's got longevity on his side. His dad lived forever.
Oh, Kirk was a good boy.
Kirk just died this year.
Was it this year?
Yeah, February 5th.
Holy shit! Holy shit! This has been a long year.
He lived to 103. Would have been 104 on December 9th.
How old is he?
He was. He died at 103.
No, how old is Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas is 75.
Ah, yes, he's Harrison Ford's like 78. Yeah, not for nothing. They've been married for 20 years.
Yeah, good for them. That's more than a lifetime in Hollywood.
Uh-huh. They got 2 kids together. And, I bet they're really cute because Michael Douglas ain't bad looking. And, oh, God, that guy's a fucking freak. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Take it back.
Well, hang on. They have 3, don't they?
Yeah, Dylan is a mutant. Let's see, Michael Douglas. That was the father. I apparently clicked on the wrong one. Cameron's a freak. Or Dylan's a freak. Cameron does not look much better. Okay, so apparently I am mistaken. Cameron and Dylan are hideous trolls, and Carrie Zeta Douglas is beautiful.
Cameron can be made up to be okay.
The dude has a chest tattoo.
Well, I mean, brains and beauty don't often equate. Unless, you're Hedy fucking Lamar or some shit.
I'm not sure if he works out or if he's just got man boobs, but I'm not a fan. Is it one of the Douglas kids dead? Not that I can tell. They look look alive. Let's see. Born 78. He's 41. Okay, he's not with Catherine Zeta-Jones. So Cameron Douglas is not Catherine Zeta-Jones'
Son.
son. So they have 2 kids together. Carrie's and Dylan. And Dylan is also alive and 20. And maybe he will grow into his face. Maybe he will grow into his face.
Oh, he went to prison for something.
Who?
Cameron.
Oh, that explains the chess piece then. Makes sense. All right. Give it to you there. Prom proud, Catherine Zeta-Jones. What was I going to say about something? I do not remember.
What did he go to jail for? Oh, he's also got a tattoo behind his ear.
He's an American actor.
In 1999, he was found with cocaine in Manhattan and arrested and charged with misdemeanor possession. Charge was dropped after he pleaded guilty. Felony possession of a controlled substance in 2007. Officers found a syringe with liquid coke in a car he was in. And in 2009, he was arrested by the DEA for half a kilo of meth.
Nice. I don't have to look into this movie. There's a movie called It Runs in the Family, and it's literally starring Cameron Douglas, Michael Douglas, and Kirk Douglas. So Kirk, Michael, and Cameron are in a movie together. When was this?
2003.
Yeah. So he was only in his 90s back then. No, he's in his 80s back then. All right. Yeah, but it starts the 3 generations. It's Mitch Gromberg, his son Alex, and his grandson Asher Gromberg. Michael Douglas plays a womanizer. Yeah, fair enough. All right, good for them. I'm gonna check it out. I freaking love Kirk Douglas in Greedy. Which one was that?
You mean the Gordon Gekko movie?
No. No, Kirk Douglas.
Oh.
It was with Michael J. Fox and this cute chick. I can't think of her name. But it might have been Livia Diabo. I'll only check. You know who I'm sad that we lost this year? Kelly Preston. Kirk Douglas.
Michael Douglas was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in 2010.
Throat cancer, yeah.
That would explain why he's looking a little haggard, but he's still kicking.
Mm-hmm. Greedy, 1994. It had Phil Hartman in it, and it was Nancy Travis. Oh, it was Olivia Diabo who played the Phil Hartman, Ed Begley Jr., Jer Burns, fucking dickheads, all 3 of them. Joyce Hester.
I don't agree with Begley Jr., but I gotta respect Begley Jr.
Austin Pendleton, fucking that guy's such a weasel. What do you what?
I said I don't agree with Ed Begley Jr. on much, but I respect him for living the life that he's, touting.
Dude, Have you seen him in? It's not in Cribs, but you see his house, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want some coffee?" And he fucking gets on a fucking treadmill for 20 minutes.
Well, I mean,
kudos to you, you crazy bastard.
Yeah, I mean, he's living up to what he preaches, so good for him.
Well, I don't know. How many sons does Kirk Douglas have, or how many kids does Kirk Douglas have?
Kirk. Michael Douglas, Eric Douglas, Peter Douglas, and Joel Douglas, all sons.
All right. Well, Eric's alive. Peter also alive, and that leaves Joel also alive. No. His paternal grandparents were Jewish immigrants. So the Douglases are Jews. Fuck him. Wait, it's saying Eric's dead. What the shit? I just looked it up.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go get some food for me, okay?
All right, so Eric Douglas died in 2004, July 6th, of an overdose. Well, why didn't it say Eric Douglas died? Born in L.A., died in Manhattan, buried in L.A. Apparently he was in The Golden Child. I do not remember him in The Golden Child.
All right, let me swap over to the chat, see what's up.
Who was he in The Golden Child?
We found a rabbit hole.
Oh, trust me, I've been listening the whole time. It just
Yellow Dragon?
y'all lost me about a half hour in, and we ain't but a 41 minute, about 40 minutes into the show. Nice job.
We're not here to keep you entertained.
I mean, you do it though.
I answered Steven's question, so you're welcome.
So, back to the topics of the day. Nancy Pelosi called each and every single one of you a, let's see, what did she call you guys?
Domestic terrorists.
Domestic enemies. Domestic enemies.
Domestic
not terrorists. Domestic enemies.
So
To the Constitution, just so you know.
Oh, so they're doing what they always do, accusing us of what they're guilty of. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like status quo.
That's one of those par for the courses.
I'd really love to know what it would take to get her to lose in a fucking election. Might
The
actually
wildfire
might
to
have to
hit
die.
San Francisco.
Yeah, she might actually have to die.
I just found out about her her increasing like what the hell was it? Anyway, she gave a contract to her husband for California's sale of fire department's retail space or something like that for the actual the spaces of fire departments that were closing down. But she also sent money to California to have them upgraded before they're closed, so that there will be more better investments for whoever purchases the properties that he got the contract for.
You guys are kind of older. Let's go down a quick rabbit hole. I want y'all to name some big hair bands off the top of your heads. Some good ones.
Motley Crue,
Okay.
Van Halen,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Guns N' Roses.
Got that one already.
Like, how many do you need?
2 more.
What do you need?
Whitesnake.
White Snake. I got Kiss already, so don't go there.
What was the question?
Big hair bands.
Rat. Judas Priest.
I was gonna go with AC/DC, but yeah.
Quiet Riot.
Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister.
Oh, Twisted Sister was fun.
Wasp.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, Ozzy. We already covered Ozzy.
Def
let's go
Leppard.
down. Oh, I forgot about
Winger.
Def Leppard. Dio. Dio was hot.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Stop it.
You wanted hair metal, dude. I'm just rattling off hair metal.
I don't think Bon Jovi kind of falls into that, doesn't he?
It
He's
does.
a little. It does. Ugh. He's like bottom of the barrel.
Well, it's not him.
No,
it's
it's
the
not.
band. The band Bon Jovi.
Mm.
Not John Bon Jovi as a solo artist. The band Bon Jovi with Richie Sambora, definitely hair metal.
Yeah, okay. I might grant you that one.
How about Pretty Boy Floyd? I remember an album with just so much fucking hair.
Warrant.
Yeah, I put
Oh,
one
yeah.
down. Okay, that's enough. I got him. Thank you.
You sure? Vixen? Anyway.
Vixen? I never heard of Vixen.
All chicks.
Makes sense.
Fucking hair. So much hair.
Lita Floyd. Lita Floyd. Ford.
If you're just going for
Ford.
length of hair, you
Lita
got.
Ford.
I was gonna say. You got Disneyland After Dark. Dad. They're an Australian band that. Jesus.
Skid Row.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Winger.
I said Winger like 3 times.
Yeah, well, you repeated
Nelson.
like half of mine anyway.
You want hair? Nelson. And they're
Yeah.
even a bigger throwback because their dad was famous too.
Flock of Seagulls. Yeah.
Flock of Seagulls. That's not
That's-
metal though. That's just they're famous for their haircuts.
Well,
That's it.
Is,
Although I
is
do
Britney
like the
Fox
music.
metal?
Yeah, I think they
Because
were.
those motherfuckers look like toilet brushes. They like toilet brushes had babies with mops. It was big and it was long. Something just to get in a fight with. Alice Cooper was had a fucking head of hair.
Still does.
Well, it's a lot closer to the dome now.
Don't be
Not
disparaging.
saying it's not long, but whew, he had some hair.
Don't be disparaging Uncle Alice.
You know. That is a really weird statement, Stephen. The gas station guy finally got my monsters, and I sat on my peacock. So, make of that what you will.
Nah, I'm just gonna let that one go.
he got my monsters, and I just sat on my peacock. So, Garrick, since you're with us, did you want to talk about the not so quiet riot in Wisconsin?
Well, like I said, I only heard Shapiro kind of talk about it today, and I only half listened to it, so I'm probably less informed than you guys.
So yesterday, I received a video on Facebook that had about it's like 16, 18 seconds of video on 3 or 4 cops surrounded a dude who was not known at the time, but what he had done, there was a domestic violence call to a home, and 2 women were fighting, and he was breaking them up. He got into an altercation with the police, and he drew a knife. They tased him. It did not work out for the police officers, and he tried to flee to get around to his car. They pulled on his shirt, and before them getting in his car, which he had 3 kids in the car, they shot him 7 times. And so naturally, when that happens, you burn down a used car lot full of what you would expect used cars. Because we are no longer caring about innocent people, and we're just burning shit down for the sake of burning shit down. And I guess it's never been about innocent people because they have not rioted for a single innocent person's death.
No.
Drug dealer Breonna Taylor, drug user George Floyd. Where's the Philando Castile riots? That's what I want to know.
Not really what they're interested in. They just want to riot.
Mm-hmm. Well, last time I even covered the blacks in the riot, it's there was a march that said, "Who do we defend?" And the answer was black criminals. Like, the hell kind of chant is that? We defend black criminals. And there's a bunch of white people saying it too, so like at least it was accurate. So my argument was the guy was heading towards his car. You don't know what's in his car. And at the time, we didn't know 3 kids were in the car. So we didn't know what was in the car. Besides the fact he'd been tased, he was resisting arrest, and he was not following police orders. And eventually they shot him. But the argument I was making was he was unarmed, because that was the claim. He wasn't. He had a freaking karamba in his hand. But who knows what he was going for? Either in the car or the car itself. A car is a weapon. The car door, if you're in front of the door, can be a weapon. Anything in your hand can be a weapon. I've seen The Bourne Identity. I know how to use a magazine. Or a book. Whatever the fuck they use in that stupid movie. It's insufferable. And they're going to continue to do it and make it look bad, all because the media tells you our president's a racist.
Not only do they tell us their president's a racist, they basically tell everybody who's white that they're racist.
While our president is racist because he's white.
Right, but so are you.
I am, though. That's the difference.
Not something to be proud of, but okay.
Like,
I mean, just
wasn't bragging.
Being white makes you racist, apparently, and you know that's why. It's only black people that suffer.
Yeah, he's white, get him, apparently, is not the call of a racist.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just like, you know what? More riots. Go ahead. Go ahead. More riots. Keep them coming. If we're going to do this, let's fucking do it.
We just, Tennessee just passed Senate Bill 8005, which gives you 45 days for rioting at a minimum before, even after your sentence. It's, you want to riot? 45 days in jail. What else was part of that? Mandatory 45-day holding in jail for aggravated rioting. Increased fines against protesters. Forces rioters to pay restitution. And makes attack on first responders a Class C felony. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about increased fines against protesters. I'm like, what does that mean?
I just don't understand why the laws that are currently on the books weren't good enough. What is the point of passing more law?
It's not a. There's no real purpose to it other than to virtue signal. That's all it is. If we're being honest.
No, it's seeing a hole and it's plugging it. I want you to know, if you riot in my state, minimum 45 days.
Did you send the whole bag?
Mom probably has it.
No, she didn't take it.
Then it's in the garage.
I checked my garage, but it's not there. Where else could it be?
One moment, please.
Of course.
But Tennessee also has a law in the books that if you're on the highway and someone is standing on the highway, you are obligated to hit them if you can't get into another lane safely.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we have that in Louisiana. That would be murder. Well, not murder. Something or another with a large, deadly weapon.
Vehicular homicide.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
Pedestrians have the right of the way at crosswalks. They do not have the right of the way on highways.
Mm-hmm. Well, if people would just run those fuckers over a little more often, maybe they wouldn't stand in the middle of the road.
That's illegal.
Mm.
Except
I
in
know.
Tennessee, where they have a law for it.
So, here's a good question. Say these fuckers are standing in the middle of the interstate. Is that state jurisdiction or federal? Like, if federal decides not to prosecute, can state prosecute?
State.
Federal can't prosecute.
It's state. That's why you
Even
have
though-
state highway patrols.
Even though it's on the interstate?
Correct. They are
Yeah,
technically
you're
state
responsible
roads.
for your state. Yeah.
Yep. That's why your state Department of Transportation maintains those roads.
Damn.
Even
Okay.
though they do it with federal funds, it is the state's responsibility.
Which is nice because if the feds wanted, they could shut down the highway so they could use it themselves. Only they could use it. But they would fuck those roads up quick.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if necessary, like if Japan attacked us tomorrow, they can't. They don't even have an army. They won't have an army for another 25 years. But if they did attack us, our highways would be shut down for military use only.
Mm-hmm.
And in the course of a week, we would have a bajillion tanks and armor divisions at the point of attack, and we would fuck them the fuck up.
Well, yeah, wasn't that kind of the inspiration for the interstate system was kind of the Autobahn and the way Hitler used it to transport artillery and
Mhm.
armor divisions?
Yep.
Yeah, thought so.
It would have been nice if we could have gotten concealed the constitutional carry pass while we were doing the rest of this, but that didn't happen. Like, hey, and also to make the way out of riots, let's give people the right to carry a gun. that matches their Second Amendment right to own and carry a gun, and make sure that it's in working order. Well, see, Mike, the problem is laws are laws, but most laws are within the city or the county itself. This is a state law. The state Senate passed this law. So even if, all right, now, Knox County is the county in which Knoxville resides in. The mayor of the county, registered Republican. Mayor of the city, registered Democrat. Unlike Nashville, which they're both Democrats. But if we had riots that started in Knoxville that the mayor did nothing about, the state law now allows the sheriff's department to come in and put a stop to it. Prior to that, it would just be the city laws that were protecting the protesters. This is now a state law where the state police can come in and put an end to it. So this covers Nashville, where they're both Democrats, and allowing, like, literally the oldest courthouse in the state to be burnt to the ground by a little white douche who got arrested like the day later because the stadies were in on it with the feds because it was a federal courthouse. They've made the effort now that these are state laws that can be enforced by the state as opposed to city laws. So enforcing laws that are existing has to be enforced by the existing law departments. No, because city laws covered it. See, you've got supremacy is the real issue here. The least amount of laws on the books are federal laws that cover everybody. And then the state laws are a little more constricting. Like 49 states in the country have anti-prostitution laws. There is no anti-prostitution law federally. So that leaves the one state in the 50 of us, Obama, there are 50. The only state that allows prostitution, Nevada. But each individual county in Nevada didn't put a law against prostitution, but the cities themselves did. That's why there's only like 2 or 3 counties or cities in all of Nevada that allow prostitution. Where the hell is the Bunny Ranch anyway? Is that Reno or
Outside of Vegas.
It's outside of Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So whatever that city is where the Bunny Ranch is located is one of the areas that prostitution is fully legal.
Well, Nevada doesn't have a prostitution law, anti-prostitution law, but the city of Las Vegas does.
Well, that's what I was saying. The state doesn't have one, the counties don't have one, but each individual city does. The only city that doesn't is wherever the hell the Bunny Ranch is located.
Well, I think it's just out in the county. Anything out west here, a lot of unincorporated land just falls to the jurisdiction of whatever county it resides in. It doesn't necessarily have a city.
All right, then it would be all the laws would be responsible. It would be you have to follow the federal law, the state law, and the county law.
Right.
For me, I have to follow the laws the federal government's put in place, the laws the state government's put in place, the laws the county government's put in place, and then finally the law the city has put in place. City has the most laws, county, then state, then federal. So it's all about the 10th Amendment. What we don't cover, you all get to. So it really is about enforcing existing laws and the lack of that being done. So state laws were made that do not, like if if it was a mandatory 60-day sentence for rioters in the city, then the state couldn't say mandatory 45-day laws. They'd have to go mandatory 75-day laws, or they have to be broader. They can't be more restrictive than the state laws.
Well, it would have to, you run into double indemnity there. You have to figure out which is the jurisdiction that the crimes are being tried under. Like if you get convicted,
No,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
no, and it's not indemnity. It's jeopardy.
Oh, you're right. Jeopardy.
Double jeopardy. Yeah, double jeopardy. Come
But
on, man.
no, you can be convicted of the same law twice on once by like your local municipality and once by the federal government. You broke both of those same laws exactly the same way. Weird that you specified male, Stephen, but all right, you have fun with that. They don't prosecute based on both, but say O.J. Simpson killed somebody. Just say like it happened, right?
He didn't.
No, he did. Say
No,
he killed somebody.
He didn't.
your team the son?
Yes. Pretty sure
All
OJ
right.
took the fall for his son. Pretty sure OJ didn't do it.
Well, no, he didn't actually. But yeah. All right. But all right, say Sean, buddy, you killed somebody. You kidnapped them.
You have no proof.
And then you took them to an abandoned building and murdered them. That abandoned building is the post office. You were then tried by your local municipality for kidnapping somebody, which is a 25 to life sentence, and you fail to meet the burden of proof, and you do not get a conviction secured against you for either the kidnapping nor the murder charge. Because you did that on federal property, a post office, the federal government can now come in and say, we can't get you for the kidnapping, which is still a federal crime. But because the murder was committed on federal land, here it is. And also, we just happened to find this tape because this is federal property and we have cameras rolling. It took us a while, but we found you literally murdered this guy on video. And you were charged for the exact same crime twice, one at a local level and one at a national level. And you could be found guilty and convicted of the crime. But it just so happens that it's really hard to get federal charges against you because they have the broadest laws, like the least constricting laws.
Interesting factoid. You know, Steve Bannon got popped for fraud. Do you know who made the arrest?
He got accused of fraud, sir.
No,
That's
he
an
got
allegation.
He got popped. He got arrested for it. not saying he did it, but that's what he was arrested for. Do you know who made the arrest?
Fucking FCC?
No.
Eric Marshmallow?
No. Postal cops.
Postmaster General?
Yep. Postal Service Police made that arrest.
That'll secure it. Way to go, Trump. Wow, what is the fraud related to scam mail or something?
It's I don't know that it's mail. I mean, I guess it is because I guess funds were transferred via mail. But that was the arresting body, was the United States Postal Service.
Well, if if he claims that no money was going towards expenses outside of paying contractors and procuring bricks and mortar, and they find out that money did go, yeah, that's a fucking crime.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Bannon, but it can be two things at once. It could be a legitimate bust, but the timing and the methodology of the bust is entirely political.
What? No, it just so happens that the former head of the campaign for the president is arrested the exact same week that the campaign for the president starts. You know, it's a thing. It can happen. What's next? Somebody called CNN before Roger Stone was arrested? You conspiracy people.
Yeah, I know. It's I've decided that I'm no longer a conspiracy theorist. I'm just a conspiracy analyst at this point.
I'm telling you, Alex Jones is right about everything. You guys know, right, that Alex Jones got convicted of DUI, or he got charged with DUI while not being above the legal limit of DUI. He was arrested for DUI having a blood alcohol level below the legal limit. Not above it.
Well, you can be arrested for it. Doesn't mean you did it. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
I still remember my wife and I used to we loved watching Alex Jones. It was a thing we did together and laughed until we cried and cried. But Jane Helm 2016, 2015, 20 whatever. I think it was 2015. Was taking place. And we just so happened to watch the first episode where he mentions that, and this is the episode, that he got the documents from the government's non-classified document dumping site. This wasn't classified documents, so they have to be available to read by the average American citizen. So they dumped the documents on the site, and somebody was reading the site, found the document, sent it to Alex Jones. And that night, flipping through channels, both Megyn Kelly and what's his name? Who's the guy from Rachel Maddow, who both covered the Jade Helm 2015 story as Alex Jones with the assistant of his Black Hat hacker group broke in and stole highly classified files, according to Alex Jones. I'm like, what? I like Alex Jones. I like Trump. All right. Hated Obama. Hate Obama with a passion. I will not allow you to give me the bullshit Barry Sorrento story without proving it, because I do not want to hear lies about Obama that can be discredited and be used against me. I don't want people to be spitting out these lies and then getting corrected on those lies and then saying, well, the other things I believe are also probably lies, so I'm going to give him a chance. No, he's a fucking piece of shit. I will not allow it. Do not lie to... do not allow the lies of your opposition to be spread, because they will be used against you. Like, that's what I see with all of these Facebook fact checkers. It's they always add something to the story that they can denounce. Like QAnon says Tom Hanks is a pedophile, and there's video of him punching a baby. Like, no, there's the evidence that he went to the island, but there's no video of him punching a baby. So everything gets called a lie when everything except the one thing was truthful. You can't tell me there isn't a dozen videos out there of Biden sniffing children.
Speaking of Biden, did you see
Come on, man.
Richard Spencer endorsed him?
Bunny just said that to me.
Yeah, that's old as shit.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up now. She texted me with the absolutely repugnant. Biden's campaign forcefully disavowed an endorsement by Richard Spencer, the neo-Nazi. Richard Spencer, a prominent neo-Nazi who coined the term alt-right, that wasn't Richard Spencer, said over the weekend that he would vote for Joe Biden in the November election. I plan to vote for Biden and a straight Democrat ticket, Spencer tweeted on Sunday. It's not based on accelerationism or anything like that. The liberals are clearly more competent people. Andrew Bates.
He just glows in the dark, doesn't he?
Oh my God. You know, I'm reminded of this scholar, John Loki, who said, fuck that guy. How loyal am I that I'm watching this instead of the MC? What's the MC? Shit, I'm doing this instead of the Democrat or the Republican National Convention. Speaking of, Steven says, how loyal am I that I'm watching this instead of the the RNC? Dude, I'm not watching the RNC. Fucking Matt didn't even think about going this year to the RMC.
No, man, it's going to be just as cringy as the DNC was.
No, you take that. I was sitting back and I didn't see. I saw MC because it was all lowercase letters instead of the RNC. No, it's going to be equally cringy. Like, for instance, I thought Clint Eastwood talking to the empty chair. I enjoyed that speech. Like, I thought it was a clear and articulate takedown of Obama, whose presidency was an empty chair. Like, I can recall at least 4 different occasions. I held up 3 fingers. Well, I'm not even on camera, but I held up 3 and I said 4. Of instances where Obama was in press conferences getting questioned, and the topic of the day was a surprise to him that he learned about from a reporter asking questions. Fast and Furious was one of them. Lois Lerner and her IRS BS was another one that I remember. I can't. Probably Benghazi was another one. I don't know. But there were 4 cases that I recall of Obama learning about the story as the reporter asked him the question. Now, I don't know if that's a dodge that he uses because he's not going to get called out on it by the press or what, but fuck that guy. All right, so it might have been 3. It might have been 3 times, but I said 4. Just in case, we'll say 2 because I know there was at least 2 for sure. Like, don't make your opponent a straw man. Build him a steel man, and then destroy the steel man, not the straw man. Make him as strong as you can, and then destroy him. That's how you know you have a good argument. Orange man bad. Also, I watched the Tim Kaine, Mika Ponce debate, and I happen to like Mika Ponce. I thought he did a really good job, and Tim came off sleazy.
So who are y'all most looking forward to seeing on the in the DNC or not DNC RNC? Who you're most looking forward to hearing speak?
Nick Sandman.
Oh, he's going to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's the only one I'm looking forward to speaking.
I'm kind of looking forward to hearing who's the chick running in Baltimore.
In Baltimore?
Classic Kasich, something like that.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah, her. I'm kind of looking forward to hearing her.
Caduz?
Oh, that's what it is. I don't remember.
It's Kim something. The red dress and the red shoes, and she walked through Baltimore.
Right. Correcto.
Man. Like gay Trump supporting Twitter follows are praising the RNC. Oh yeah, the McCloskeys are going to be there, possibly grilling. That's what they should do. They should just have tailgating with the McCloskeys. Sponsored by Spike's Tactical. They need the hit since they were also linked to the James Fields car murder. I was in here cripple on the stage. For what it is, hot cripple Madison Girl? I have no idea who that is. I was thinking it was one of those two girls hit by the black guy at the BLM highway protest in the Jaguar. I don't know who you're talking about. Like maybe they got hit so hard they switched sides. Trump is the first, and this is how I know that Obama endorsed same-sex marriage after he was reelected. Trump is the first president of the United States to openly support gay marriage going into office. Mm-hmm. That's true, Mike. I mean, they're not going to talk about it, clearly. I mean, that's not the place to even talk about the charges. So they're just going to give like their view of what's what and then be done with it. I mean, I don't expect Nicholas Salmon to say anything about Indians, to be honest. But I do expect a smug smile on his face. I mean, he's got what now? He's got three of his court cases have already been settled in his favor. So,
well, that's what he's probably going to talk about. Not that he can talk about the settlements, but he'll be like, "Yeah, I am a perfect example of what happens when the media goes after you. They make up a narrative and they lie."
I would love to see him in like a really expensive suit. Like one of Trump's $10,000 suits.
Get him a nice Armani and get him out there.
Yeah, just something ridiculously nice. Like, I bought this with CNN's money. Like, I'm only 17. I'm still growing. I can't even wear this in another year.
Oh, good Lord. Here you go, guys. There's something to talk about.
No.
What? I can't switch back and forth because I'm afraid Hangout kick me.
It's basically mankinis, brokinis.
They're
terrible.
Go. There.
So, no.
One guy in the Discord commented, "This advertises to the world that my wife is open for business." I mean, not wrong.
Well, and they neglect the fact that most guys with their body types, when they wear that, are going to look like Andre the fucking Giant.
Mike Hawk says
I mean,
he wants.
to be fair, it's going to be a lot of California soy boys, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Mike Hawk wants enough gold chains on Nick Sandman to make Mr. T jealous. I think the Smithsonian bought the gold chains off of Mr. T. And like he sold them for charity.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot less than he used to have. But I kind of wonder if they were even real on like the set of the A-Team. Like, yeah, are they really gonna let you run around with $70,000 for the gold chains on your neck?
Are you gonna tell him no?
I would explain to him the risks involved.
Well, and you know why he had that much gold on him, right?
Probably they were paychecks from fucking protecting rappers as a bodyguard.
Right. And if you get busted by the cops, the reason pimps always have expensive watches and jewelry and shit like that is because if they get busted by the cops, you have to have your bail on you. So that's how they would carry their bail money on them, because they could always pawn whatever they had on them to make the bail.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And I didn't know that. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Michigan, and I didn't know that.
Right.
Jesus
and
Christ.
you can't really trust a bank, especially if they're going to bust you for doing something illegal like prostitution or pimping. So if you have the wealth on you, they can't very well take that away from you like they could freeze up a bank account. So that way you could always be sure that you would make your bail and get out of jail.
What the fuck is Mr. T up to on the weekends that he needs that much bail?
Well, you got to remember how he came up. He's a bodyguard at a club.
Yeah. Mr. T was like an original cooler.
Just so happens he turns out to be a really nice guy. Who knew?
Yeah, just some of the stuff I've seen Mr. T do, it is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, some of the stuff that Mr. T did is the same kind of stuff that Ice Cube did.
Now, Stephen, I did not know that. I did Bunker's seat at the Smithsonian when I was there.
Who? What?
Stephen said the Smithsonian has Xena and Gabrielle's costumes from the show.
Yeah. What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
I said I saw Archie Bunker's chair, or maybe it was like the whole setup.
His recliner? Okay.
Yeah.
I heard bunker seat. And I'm like, what?
The hell are you talking about?
What the hell are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
I love the story of Archie Bunker. Long story short, Archie Bunker is the bad guy. The good guy is Meathead. It was designed in a way that the protagonist would be this fine, upstanding Ute, and he would be shat on by his father-in-law, who was a grumpy old man who just didn't understand the times. The pilot was filmed, and everyone saw the pilot. There was no changing of the pilot. And the entire country loved Archie Bunker. And no one gave a flying fuck about Meathead. and that is the pilot was shot, the pilot was aired, the pilot was greenlit, and that is TV history. That the producer, a leftist who is also a realist, did not realize what he was doing in making one of the most beloved characters in TV history.
Well, wasn't Archie Bunker one of the last male role model sitcom characters that like wasn't an idiot to some degree or another?
No. I mean, that's a
okay.
broad
Aside
stereotype.
from Tim Allen's characters, because most of his are pretty decent.
Well, Tim Allen, he's still a boob.
Yeah,
He's still,
Like,
he's still the punchline. But
yeah,
I mean, the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
okay.
And we're talking at a time Archie
Archie Bunker narrow
Bunker.
it down to just white male role model.
Full House.
Well, hold on, because we're not even there yet. Archie Bunker and his show were the precursor to even the Jeffersons. And they had a very racially tense relationship, George Jefferson and Archie Bunker, where they were they had animosity, but they also came together to shit on Meathead. So they brought the world together at one point. But I mean, you still had things like Seventh Heaven. The father wasn't a numbnut, even though he turned out to be a pedophile.
I was gonna say that's not the best example, but okay. Yeah, as far as the show itself goes.
In before anybody else comments. Yeah, Kyle XY. Like, it's for the most part, it's just like Kamish. He was a father. It's a trope in comedies. It's the only way it really works. Like The Simpsons, idiot. Modern Family, idiot dad. I mean, that's the same idiot dad from Married with Children.
Yeah.
But even then, Al wasn't an idiot.
No, he was just
he had a lot of. You never met my dad. Like, if he wasn't making fun of you, he didn't like you. If he didn't hurt your feelings twice, you were not. My dad was not a fan of you. But yeah, as far as white guys go, there's to this day there's still examples of good fathers. But the Disney Channel is Disney Channel and Nickelodeon are really push the dumb dad. But other than that, there's still tons of dads out there who are good guys and smart and do the things.
I think the problem is more that there isn't a family sitcom anymore.
I don't watch TV anymore, so I don't know about the modern thing. But yeah, Tim Allen, his shows, he will bring an entire family into it.
Well, yeah, but the thing with Tim Allen is that he's he goes for cable networks now. He can't really do mainstream TV anymore, or like, well, whatever it's called, like Fox used to do with it.
Yeah. Well, Last Man Standing, he had a brother. That was Mike Rowe. His dad was Robert Forrester. Who the fuck who were his parents on Home Improvement?
I don't remember that one, but I mean, if you really want to get down to it, Dan on Roseanne wasn't a bad father. He wasn't stupid or anything. He was just a working class guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had Roseanne to bounce off of, so that kind of helped.
Well, yeah, all he could do was play off her. I mean, she.
Just a quick side note. Did you guys see Bunny got her ring?
I did not.
I did not either.
I'll have to check after. after the stream.
I'll
She
show
didn't
you in
tweet
Gun
it
Club.
anymore. Well, no, I'm on the other group. I just don't. Shit, I'll probably see it on Instagram or something. I got tons of space.
No, well, she shared it in our Discord, so.
Oh, okay. That sounds to me Gun Club. Steven says Nikki Haley sucks. I don't know what that's in allusion to, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of her. I don't care how Indian she is. She's not going to be Kamala Harris.
But why? I mean, why does she suck?
Well, probably her speech was not the best. Bill Cosby was a good dad on the Cosby Show, but he was also the butt of a lot of jokes because it was a comedy. But so was Carl Winslow. Carl Winslow was a great dad, and
Yeah.
he was
the butt of a lot of jokes
he
before it turned
Yeah.
into the Urkel hour.
No, and it did. Urkel was on. He crossed networks. He was so popular.
Does
He did
UPN
episodes
really
of.
count?
Huh?
Does UPN really count?
But he went to Step by Step. What else did he? Was he on Family Matters? Probably on Family Matters. And we're demonetized.
No, not for that.
We're not even monetized. So, are we monetized? Are we making money off this?
We are not
doubt
monetized
it.
at all.
Yeah,
I better get my 7 cents
I was gonna say.
for the last 300 views we've had over the course of the last 5 months.
I think I'd be more pissed off to know that YouTube was running commercials.
Wait, so we are or are not?
We are not.
Oh, good. Nigga.
Don't.
That is not helpful. But I appreciate the lack of RR.
Hey, I could have. I could have.
Dude, you can't see the N-word. Do you know how fast the Jews would shut us down?
Mm.
Oh, wait. Better not say that.
I feel bad for the one person at YouTube that has to watch our stream to make sure we don't say anything bad.
No, there's no way.
Not that popular?
Like,
Oh.
I get someone's dedicated to Beauty and the Beta, and even that's a little. And they're popular. I mean, they've definitely had like the highest rated live stream on Sunday nights before, but
That's because they picked Sunday night. Who watches besides us?
still, it's
Still, yeah. Anyway,
what else we got?
I don't know. It's just nothing much changes. You guys, kowtowing to the mask mandates?
only get through the door of Walmart. That's the only place that really seems to care. Everywhere else, nobody cares. There's a lot of people that still wear the mask, but I'm just an asshole that doesn't give a fuck.
My county mayor lost the vote, and the entire county is on mask mandate until middle of September, where it'll probably get reinstated again.
I'm not complying anymore.
I live in Rowan County, like on the border of Rowan County, and we don't have a mask mandate. But if you go to like a major department store, or not even major, not a department, but like any franchise store, it's blanket mask policy. So like a Walmart, a Kroger, a CVS, a Walgreens, Family Dollar, probably Dollar Tree or whatever. Like anything that's mass marketed, you'll probably have a mask requirement.
Yeah, I'm still not complying.
I went the opposite way. I bought a mask with a skull on it. So,
Well, I'm part of this subscription service called TacPack, and they screwed me because my excuse for at first was that I didn't have a mask. So they sent me a mask, one of the pullover ones that's thin, it's easy to breathe in if I have to wear it. But yeah, fuck. I wish I still had the excuse.
I went to the doctor's
God damn
office
you,
this
you're
morning to get
goodness.
my blood drawn, and I did not wear one.
Oh, and they didn't tell you anything?
Oh, they
Fucking
tried.
A.
They tried.
Oh, they tried. What did you tell them? Fuck off?
No, I didn't say anything. I'm just not responding to it. Because that
Oh,
throws
man,
them for
I
a
would-
loop. They're all prepped and ready for a fight because they're already prepped. They already have their answers. I just ignored them.
I absolutely would say I would answer that, but it's a violation of HIPAA. At your doctor's office, I'd fucking argue the shit out of HIPAA.
That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, no shit.
But I have your file right here, sir. I have your file right here.
I was gonna
Like,
say, I think
you're
that
not my only
might have
doctor.
gotten that might have gotten me out of a tussle when this all kind of first went down. When I went to a Walmart once and I wasn't wearing it, I had my earplugs in, or not my earplugs, but my earbuds with the one of the podcasts rolling. I never heard that woman. I looked her all of a sudden, or I could tell somebody was following me, but I could never hear her. And I turn around and she's walking away, kind of pissy. I was like, all right.
I bought I had a cold like 2 weeks ago, which is just absolutely shit. I'm pretty sure it wasn't really a cold, but I was just really getting hit by allergies in the middle of summer. But I bought and got allergy medicine and cold medicine for congestion. And they just been like scanning your shit lately because they don't want to touch it too much. Like, here, let me touch it while you touched it, and then you're gonna touch it again. So I walked out and I had my earbuds in, and as the door was shutting, I saw a flashing light, and I realized that the alarm had gone off, and I was already outside. And I came back in with I pulled my earphones or my earbuds out, and I'm like, "Did the alarm just go off?" And they're like, "You're good." I'm like, "All right, steal something next time." We're an hour and a half in. Fuck this place. I think I'm good. Ooh, tell your BLM story before we go.
The BLM story on Razorfist's stream on Friday. So he was playing Ghost of Tsushima, and he was playing it in Kurosaka mode, which is black and white with Kurosaka with a film grain filter over it. It looked real good. Anyway, so I'm watching that for a couple hours, and my wife comes in and goes, "What the hell is this chop suey game that he's playing?" And I'm like, "That's racist. How dare you?" And she's like, "What? I support BLM." And then she pauses for a second and says, "Bring lo mein." So I had to send that as a super chat, and T Boogie thought it was funny. So
Oh, Bunny sent me the ring, so now I got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, share it to Gun Club.
Well, I'm not going back and forth on Twitter because I got booted. Yeah, I've been getting booted so much. It's like a stall in the program or something. Because
luckily you're not running it anymore.
Yeah. What did I have a story about? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so let's. If anybody has any questions before we go, we'll ask them now, and if not, we'll got it here and go to the after show.
Anyone?
So I can
Anyone?
Bueller.
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 Oh, what's how much did you learn anything new about that chick from your state that talked to the DNC or no?
I just sent Matt the audio blurb from the audio show I heard it on.
That's what I meant to ask too. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I don't know. I mean, it could just be damage control. It could have some merit. Might not. Who knows? But the reports is that the guy's friends didn't even know he had a daughter, and that she was living in San Francisco with a partner. Don't know if that's male or female. It's unspecified. Who is working for the DNC? So.
Oh, that's somebody with a front hole and a preferred pronoun. That's what that is.
Yeah, who knows? It doesn't really matter. I mean, they got their propaganda out. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Poor guy did die. Sucks, but sounds like to me like he lived his life like he wanted to, which is more than I can say for most people these days. He made a choice, and he lived and died by it. So good for him.
Fucking guy died going to karaoke. All right. Mike Hawk asked thoughts on the USS Liberty. If you Nancy Pelosi recently called every Republican a domestic enemy against the Constitution. So if anybody has any questions about what that statement means, you can go ahead and look it up with using the search, the USS Liberty. So go ahead and look that up, and you'll find your answers there.
And be on the list.
You're not going to be on a list for USS Liberty.
Sure you will.
Yeah, I think you have to put USS Liberty Jews to get on that list. Also,
just
if you do happen to Google, USS Liberty, do not for at least 6 days run a Google search on replacing any of the doors in your house with wooden doors. Just saying that now. Wait at least a week before you Google wooden doors after USS Liberty.
To me, that's way too esoteric.
Do you know the reference though, or do I have to explain that when we get off the air?
We're gonna have to explain that one when we get off air because I don't get that one.
Okay, we'll do.
And I know a little bit about both of those things, and I don't see how they collate. So
it's the hook that gets you. Hold on. All right, let's get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will